Rob, welcome and thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, for the past couple of years, we've talked about the rising influence and the power of CVCs, and you said once to me that now is really the opportunity for CVCs to have agency within syndicates of institutional sponsors, and to move from the passenger seat to the driver's seat. So, what role would you see the GCV Institute playing to empower CVC programs?
Oh, yeah. No, this is a really exciting time for CVCs generally. And there's so many examples in the past few years of how specific programs are establishing best practices, how they are really collectively raising the game for our industry. And my hope for the Institute is that it is a critical part of solidifying those advances. And what I mean by that is, one of the biggest challenges we have is how do we get our team, as we're able to hire more and better, investors and folks on the business development side who come from other parts of the industry, they're from traditional venture capital, private equity, or consulting. How do they learn our playbook such that they are able to be successful inside the weird world that is multi-stakeholder corporate venture, which has its own set of its equal parts consulting and advisory and diplomacy. And nobody teaches those skills. I think back to venture capital 15, 20 years ago, as I was getting started, they were just beginning to launch the academic study of that business. And so that helped to solidify what had been a craft and turn it into a real profession. And I think in the case of corporate venture, we are ready to step up to make that shift ourselves from being sort of all of us figuring it out in our corners and our silos to collectively learning from each other and getting the benefit of that would help to accelerate all of our programs. So my hope is we build a great network out of this that we can all call on and draw upon as we advance our programs, and that we create shared playbooks that help each of us advance our programs based upon our collective learnings.
And you sent a team made up of both parents and ECHO team members to the LVCV pilot. What did you see as being the benefits and the results for your team?
Well, we picked them specifically because we have multiple corporate parents, so we wanted to find opportunities to help those parents get more involved in our work, kind of see it from our shoes. So we picked key stakeholders from the two health plans that own our joint venture, as well as an up-and-coming leader from our team. And so just having that shared experience amongst the three of them was of value itself. But then the developing of a common language, as you said earlier, between the three of them, so they understood how to talk about the work that had to happen on all sides, huge benefit in that. Final thing I'd say is already we're seeing the benefits coming back into our organization from the best practices sharing and benchmarking our team member was able to do through the mentorship she received from George, from the exposure she got to other programs. That's been immediately accretive to our program internally.
And you've ended up with a relationship with IQT as well.
It's great. Well, I've always respected that program so much. And George, in fact, we're going to be spending time with him this afternoon as we have our teams meet each other. So a very exciting opportunity for networking across the industry.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Rob. I will send you back to James.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Liz. Next steps on the Institute. If you've got any questions, just ask the GCV staff member or get in touch with your usual contacts there, or go to the GCV website where you can find out more information.